why do you believe that Christianity is the one true religion?
I believe that Christianity is the one true thing because Jesus says not only did he speak the truth, but he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And that is the reason why I believe Christianity is the one true way. How do you think everything came into existence if you're an atheist?
Well, nobody actually knows how the world came to be.
There is one that knows.
And who knows?
Jesus. God himself revealed himself to us as creator.
How would you know that yourself? Have you ever seen him before?
I've heard from him by reading his Bible. That is his word. And that is his word to you too, by the way. He has revealed himself to you through his scriptures.
It sounds interesting to read as a fiction novel.
What makes it a fiction novel?
Because you don't even know if he's real, though.
Yeah.
Where's your proof?
Let me ask you this. Do you love your parents?
Yes.
Yes. What is love?
Being affectionate for people who care for you or caring for others.
But what is love? In your atheistic mindset, what is love? Because here's what love is. It's actually just an archaic word, according to you. And I'm only telling you this as a former atheist. You cannot account for the things that you care most about in this life. You cannot account for justice and equality. Do you believe in justice and equality?
Yes.
And you cannot account for love. And let me make this point here. Yuval Harari, do you know who he is?
No.
He's the atheist that wrote the New York Times best-selling book, Sapiens. He said himself that justice and equality, equal rights, is a fiction story made up by Christians. It is not more real than a unicorn. He says you cut a person in half and you might find a liver and blood and bones, but you will not find equal rights. And so if that is true, you are an atheist, then how do you account for your fiction story of equality and justice?
I account for it as what it is deemed.
Deemed by who?
By myself and others who I agree with.
But don't you realize that you've adopted a Christian ideal of the world? Whether you realize it or not, the idea of equality and justice is given to you by that book that you call fiction. And that's the thing, is that if you throw out that book and you really do believe in evolution, then if you're going to be as logical as possible, you have to admit that you have no logical argument for the things that you care most about, which is equality and justice. But here's the good news, and I'm encouraging you to think through that process. Here's the good news, that equality and justice do exist. And the reason why they exist is because each and every one of us was created in the image of God. Whether you are a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim, whether you're transgendered or straight, every single person is due equal justice and equality. We're all due dignity and respect, not because of who we are, not because of what we accomplish, but because we are made in the image of God. And if you take that away and you rely only on evolution, you lose justice and equality. Does that make sense?
Yes.